Okay, so it's a little bit of a hodgepodge today, but I wanted to share kind of the journey and some of the tools that I used yesterday when I was feeling stressed, overwhelmed, all the things. And so I want to cover why I love yoga so much. And because yoga doesn't have to mean that, like, you can tolerate doing a 60-minute class. That's something that I had to work up to. I just want you to know that, like, yoga can be a super tool that you can use some of the poses, some of the stretches, some of the really grounding, heavy proprioceptive moves to just help calm and relax your nervous system. They're so easy to implement into a morning routine, a bedtime routine, at work. You guys see me all the time. I'm doing spinal twists just to help like loosen up because I, do a lot at my phone, a lot at my computer. So I just want you to know that the moves that you can learn in a yoga class, whether it's in a studio or you hit up a class at a gym or you check out some yoga YouTube videos, a lot of the moves you can quite frankly and really easily implement into daily routine. So we're chatting a little bit about that. We're chatting about the idea of surrender and letting go of control. So if you follow along, there might be a chance that you struggle with letting go of all the things. For many of us, when we find that, let's say we're motivated, driven people, we want to keep all the plates going in the air and like keep it all going. And there's a lot to manage. There's a lot to do. And oftentimes we just think, okay, I can keep it all together if I can organize it, control it, do what I can. And the idea of letting go, the idea realizing, and understanding that you can't control everything, life will happen. Not only that, but I think a part of our society thinks like we have to be busy bees all the time. We got to go, go, go. And if something isn't working, we should fix it. And if we're not working on something, we're being lazy. So we gotta keep moving, keep going. So this idea of leaning into surrender, letting go of control, letting go of the things that no longer serve us, letting go of judgment, letting go of what other people think of us, letting go of kind of this image that we feel like we have to upkeep, all of it. And that brings me back to yoga. What I love about yoga, if you have tried a class, like the class I was at last night, it's just what I needed. And the Maria of 7 years ago would have said, no way, I don't have time for a class right now. Like I got home and there was a lot of things that needed to be done. I needed to, fold my laundry. I feel like I needed to kind of quick balance the budget, make sure that was looking fine. I wanted to play with my son. But I also knew there was some underlying stressors. And old Maria wouldn't have wanted to have surrendered to a mat for 60 minutes because that would have been like too much in my own head. That wouldn't have been good. And for many of us, that might be also why we kind of don't like yoga, is because it's too slow, it's too boring, and many of us don't want to be alone in our own heads or in our own bodies for 60 minutes. And that's okay. I want you to know, wherever you're coming to this, whether you like yoga or you don't like yoga, whether you've tried a long class or not, I want you to know it's the concepts that I want you to lean into, and how you lean into that is going to be very individual for your life. But what I want you to consider is, are you someone who is go, 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 and you struggle with being still, with slowing down and going inward and being still and just surrendering your mind, your body, and just going into what is right now? What is your actual reality? There are so many thoughts. We can live in the present. We can live in the past. We can plan. We can worry. We can stress about stuff. And part of that, it's human. We all do it. The mind is a natural wanderer. It's going to wander. It's going to flit and fleet and do all these things. We need to hone in on this skill of surrender. Surrender. Stop the scripts, stop the stories, and just surrender back into your body. And if honestly that's hard for you, then let's chat. Because 5 years ago, I didn't like sitting in a yoga class. I couldn't slow down. It was too hard, and I hadn't faced some of my own shadows. And so it required doing some inner work, but it also required figuring out tools to ground my nervous system that I could do for short periods of time. I mean, now I can tolerate sitting in a yoga class for 60 minutes and I feel phenomenal afterwards, but I had to work up to that. So many people try leaning into things like meditation, yoga, but you try to go all in because you're hardcore, right? You're hardcore and you got this. And I get that. But if you're used to going, if you're used to kind of like orchestrating and taking control and getting things done, meditation and yoga are going to be tough paces for you initially. And so what I love is with Grounded Evolution, we use biofeedback, or we use kind of a system to figure out what is the heavy that you're holding. Is it stress? Is it overwhelm? What are the stories you tell yourself that kind of feed into those feelings? And then we work on really tangible tips and tools that you can use now. And that's not me saying, hey, you need to meditate for 20 minutes every day, and you have to do it. No. We need to make it work for you and your schedule. I want you to learn how to find peace and solace within, even if it's for a minute or 2 minutes, or if you can work up to 5 days a week, you pop into your meditation app for 3 minutes. Or when you start noticing yourself getting stressed at work, you hop to the floor, you do some downward dog, or, you do a good spinal twist just to loosen up your back. I want you to just start using some tools now wherever you're at for as long as you can, for as frequently as you can. You got to start somewhere. And same with that surrender and letting go of control, even if it means just letting one thing go, even if it means grounding back into your body for a moment or two. The goal, do I think everybody should be getting addicted to yoga? Yes. Something like yoga, yes. Something that allows you to ground and center into your body for 30 plus minutes, yes. It's that good. It's that good that we all should have something like that. We all should have something that we can ground in. Like for some people, maybe they do rock climbing really mindfully for 30 minutes and it's just them and the rock and the climb. That's awesome. That's a great way to ground back into your body. But it's those types of skills that we should be practicing and honing in on, and just how to go back to us, into being mode, being in this present moment, tackling kind of where my body's at right now, letting the stream of thoughts go by and just accepting them for what they are. They're just thoughts. They're not reality. They're just thoughts. So I want to end on this idea that for those of you who you're maybe using like kind of thought-based strategies to help maintain a positive mindset, to help yourself stay organized, and those are great, like mindset, positive thinking, tuning into your thoughts, where are the negative ones, channeling them into positive ones, like all of that is good, don't get me wrong. That's where I started my journey too. I had to start honing in on, that's my inner critic voice, and is there a way I can reframe that? Is there a way I can be more positive? Is there a way I can lean into gratitude? So thoughts, mindset, those trains of things all have a place, all have a purpose. But what it sometimes, if we're not aware of it, is if we're only kind of leaning into thought-based strategies to kind of manage our stress and overwhelm, one, we're missing out on like the whole other half of our body. We're missing out on the body part. So, mind strategies with body-based strategies, like just shifting into being mode, getting back into your body, feeling the chair under your legs, feeling the weight of your arms as you go down into like upward dog. Again, so don't forget the body-based strategies. They have a purpose. They calm our nervous system down. But the other thing about thought-based strategies is that sometimes it leads us to think too linear. So if I'm using a thought-based strategy and let's say I notice a negative thought, today sucks. And then I think, oh no, Maria, no, come on, today doesn't suck. You have so much to be grateful for. So, I was thinking a negative thought, then I'm like, nope, I got to think grateful thoughts. And I change my track. And then I go back to, but today kind of sucks. remember, I mean, technically you really can kind of hold one thought at a time. So it leads us to believe that it's like I'm either this or that. I'm either having a bad day or I'm having a grateful day. Or it can get us into these thought traps of, if I'm having these thoughts of like, oh my God, my kids are driving me crazy, get me out of here. Boom. What are we thinking? I'm bad mom. I'm bad mom. I'm a bad mom. I'm thinking these thoughts. Okay, nope, I need to change my thoughts. I'm so grateful for my kids. Bing, now I'm good mom. Here's the thing about thoughts is that thoughts leave us to believe that we have to be this or that. Our mind likes to categorize things, organize things, keep it clean. So we start to believe that we're only this or that. I'm either bad mom or I'm good mom, or I'm bad mom or I'm good mom. Guess what? You're both. And so that's the other thing we get, the power of going back into our bodies and just like what is. And you know what? You can be both. So I wrote out this little thing, and what it says is your system can be all of these things at once. You can be successful and broken. You can be bad mom and good mom. You can be anxious and happy and guilty. And you can be you in your body experiencing all of these things at once. It doesn't have to be this or that. It's not linear. It's messy. But the sooner we accept that, the sooner we can give ourselves some grace. So I want you to send yourself some grace today. I hope you have an awesome week. And if you're struggling with leaning in to surrender, to letting go, send me a message. We can work together. We can start small, but we got to get back into the body. We got to get back to practicing being still, calming your nervous system down, in addition to all the other amazing things that I'm sure you're implementing. So have an awesome day.